Hey guys, crew of Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
I'm Aaron.
Aaron, on his trailer, this is Batman v Superman.
Good.
Now, is this the extended edition or
I
this
was
the
about to ask
regular?
you the same thing.
I don't know. I have no idea. Probably just the regular. I think this came out around the time the extended edition was coming out.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I haven't seen the extended yet. We did get it in a mailbag, so we'll have to watch that soon. We have a review of Batman v Superman.
I wasn't in it.
You weren't in that one,
Nope,
yeah.
I wasn't there.
But no, I liked it. I had some problems, but overall I thought it was an enjoyable film. But if I say anything about the problems I had, then I'll get destroyed.
Yeah.
People hate me when I say that.
It's true.
But it's well documented throughout all the reviews that it has some problems, but it's going to have a good setup for Justice League and Wonder Woman and the next Batman
and Justice
movie
League
and
looked
stuff.
good too.
It did look. It looked fun.
Yeah, it looked like a fun movie.
I'm not saying that a dark and gritty movie is not going to be a good movie.
Like, you can have very serious tones and stuff. Because
Absolutely.
in Marvel, there's been some very serious tones.
Yeah.
Look at Civil War and Captain
True.
America, but they still have those quips and the fun and the stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. And we'll get attacked for even comparing it to Marvel, because we're Marvel fanboys, but we're obviously not. You should see our DC stuff that we do on television, right?
Yeah.
Whew. Okay, so let's watch the honest trailer.
Which they know how to have quips.
Huh?
They know how to have quips.
They do know how to have
in
quips.
CW.
Sometimes err a little too much, but whatever. But make sure you guys are going over to what?
Screen Junkies.
Screen Junkies channel. Their link is down in the description. Make sure you guys are giving them a view and giving them all the props.
Give them a like.
Yep, we're watching this because people asked us to watch it. So, Aaron, hit the button.
From Zack Snyder and his accurately named production company comes the blockbuster that united the world's two biggest superheroes and divided everyone else. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Get ready for the battle of the century between critics and fans
shit.
that had the movie's most rabid supporters sending out death threats, while its harshest critics refused to admit that anything about it was cool. Even though you'd be lying if you thought this was an awesome.
That was an awesome scene. I love that scene.
And this wasn't ridiculous.
Why did you say that?
Wow.
Warner Brothers needed a surefire mega hit to keep pace with the MCU. Now, they're pairing a screenwriter who once said, Batman vs. Superman is where you go when you admit to yourself you've exhausted all possibilities. And a director who once said, Batman could get raped in prison. That could happen in my movie? Really strange choices in retrospect. They were promised the dawn of the Justice League, and they delivered an email attachment as the DC Extended Universe kicks off with a folder of low-res QuickTime videos. They designed the logos, leaving audiences with a cool new Batman movie, trapped inside a boring, convoluted Superman sequel, trapped inside whatever cartoon Lex Luthor is from.
I remember that.
Ahoy, ahoy! And I am...
Yeah.
No, what am I? What was I saying?
The Man of Steel you know and fear has returned. And even he's not sold on the whole Superman gig. Superman was never real. Witness the hero who once stood for truth, justice, and the American way, stand for brooding, moping, and wondering why he even bothers, as the film's main character has nothing to do but silently look constipated, get horrible pep talks from his parents,
Anything they need you do, or be none of it.
suck at his job,
Who's that?
Who's Bruce Wayne?
Yeah,
and
right?
refuse to fight back against his toughest opponent yet, Cable News.
Superman was involved in the planning of this attack.
He is not a hero.
Must there be a Superman?
Stop scowling and book an interview. Smile.
Book an interview.
Go to carpool karaoke and sing that Five for Fighting song.
I'm more than a bird. I'm more than a plane.
I like that shot,
My
though.
God, he's still a beefcake. Those abs are so good, you won't even notice how fake those eggs are. Zack Snyder proved once and for all that the hero he really wanted to make movies about is this guy. Or at least his weird murdery fanfic version.
Yeah.
Dead! Dead!
Affleck shines as Batman, who's one part CrossFit bro, one part Superman, one part Tony Stark, one part Arkham video game, and one part actual bat. Thrill while the world's greatest detective finally gets to do some actual detective work, as the actor we all assumed would be the worst part of this movie is by far the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you bleed?
Also, everything Wonder Woman did was really cool. Sorry if that seems kind of tacked on and out of place, but, so is she.
Yeah.
She with you? I thought she was with you.
Of course she's with you. You sent her an email like half an hour ago, remember? Watch the Dark Knight grow to hate Superman for clear, obvious reasons, while Superman grows to hate Batman back because Lex Luthor hired someone to kill a criminal Batman, Brandon, before he put him in prison, so that when Clark Kent refused to cover the local football team and investigated the Gotham Vigilante instead, he would conclude that... Look, I don't have time to explain the whole thing. Can we just roll Lex's plan real quick? Okay, let's see here. Right. CIA, Let's see, okay, I don't even remember that part. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, I forgot about that part. Pee in a jar? Man, this is complicated. You don't have to throw everything but the kitchen sink into your evil plan?
Wow.
I want to go through and read all those.
And there's the sink. You've been waiting since you were a kid to see these two icons go toe-to-toe. Well, keep waiting for 2 fucking hours through boring congressional hearings.
Let me say at the outset that I'm grateful to our witness.
So much journalism.
Why aren't we covering this?
And a semester's worth of intro to philosophy lectures.
God is all powerful. He cannot be outmaneuvered.
To finally get the awesome fight you were promised in the title. That ends after just 8 minutes because their moms have the same name. I know Batman's hung up on his dead parents, but come on!
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race, and if we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
Having a mom changes none of that motivation, no matter what her name is. You can write all the essays you want, convincing yourself this was brilliant. Then again, dumb is a one-syllable word that covers it pretty well. So soon for a film that was so highly anticipated, it could never have lived up to the hype that had to deliver the fight fans have wanted to see on the big screen for decades, address the controversy around Man of Steel, make enough money to compete with Marvel, be a sequel to Man of Steel and a Batman solo movie, pander to Jar of Pea enthusiasts, form the Justice League, introduce Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, Lex Luthor, Parademons, Doomsday, Steppenwolf, the death of Superman? Whose idea was it to cram all this into one movie? They just burned through like 6 movies worth of good material. But at least Suicide Squad looks pretty cool though, right?
It does.
Starring Batfleck Forever, Last Son of Krypton, Lady in the Water, Jeremy's Iron, Hector Salamanca, Teenage Mutant Abomination Lord of the Rings Cave Troll, Max Landis, Worst Product Placement.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What the hell is even happening here? I had to ask like 10 hardcore DC fans, and even some of them didn't know. Cena, Warrior cameo. A Democratic senator from Kentucky? Sure, why not? Tonight, a comedian died in Gotham.
Oh.
Martha Wayne and Martha Kent. Oh, now I get it. Nope, still dumb. Fans v. Batman v. Superman.
Oh,
v.
wow.
Critics v. Other fans. V. Executives v. Zack Snyder. V. Expectations. Can't do them all justice.
Wow, that's really funny.
I like that.
How come Dad never left Kansas?
You let him die in a tornado, remember?
Oh, shit.
This honest trailer was even long.
Wow. They have an Ultimate Edition honest trailer.
Ultimate Edition? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Alright, that was pretty thorough,
Yeah.
I would say.
I mean, I would say the movie had the same issues I kind of had with, like, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Where I felt like there was some good
Too
stuff
much.
in it,
Yeah.
but they try to put too much into one movie.
Yeah.
Whereas, like Spider-Man 3, like, they had, like, all 3 different villains. They had the Venom and the Black Suit Spidey and all of it crammed into one, where it could have been 2 to maybe 3 separate movies
absolutely.
that could have been all really good on their own. And instead they tried to rush it.
Well, I mean, with Spider-Man 3, you're getting up into the height of the movie tie-in action figure. Like, we need more villains because we can sell more action figure kind of thing, you know? Batman v Superman doesn't only have that excuse because it kind of passed that crescendoed action figure is the most important thing after these, you know? Because the box office is so important. It's true. They were catching up to Marvel.
Yeah.
The only reason that the Justice League's in it is because, shit, we gotta catch up to the Avengers, you know? And you have to make that comparison. You can't call that a Marvel DC tribalism thing. I mean, that's just the truth. So, and that's fine, you know, do it. But
I think they need to do it justice.
Yeah. You know, the
they
fight was good. I felt like the fight was pretty good.
Yeah.
It could have been a little bit more streamlined, maybe, in some of the stuff they were choosing to do. But I enjoyed like him swinging him around. You know, that was kind of cool.
I wish they would have done something with him the first time they met. Cause then they meet once and he just left.
Yeah.
I wish there would have been kind of like a little battle there where Batman tried to learn more on Superman.
Yeah.
And then went on his little rant thing to get more.
I mean,
get stronger.
the whole Martha thing, we can't really say anything more. On paper, I feel like it's a fun idea, I guess, but it really doesn't make sense.
Batman has parent issues.
The thing is that the one thing that used to unify Batman and Superman is that they never killed. And Batman doesn't have that in this movie. I was watching some behind-the-scenes stuff. It was pretty cool watching it, because a lot of the times for the major action scenes, like Ben Affleck's Batman costume doesn't have a cape.
Really?
Like, both of them never really wear capes during the hardcore action stuff.
They just digitally added in?
They just digitally added them in so they look as good as they can.
That's cool.
But I mean,
they don't get in the way in fighting either.
Yeah. I'm excited for Justice League.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I loved... But they were saying, too, like, everyone was like, Ben Affleck. But, like, he was a good part of the movie. I enjoyed the scenes he was in. I enjoyed his Bruce Wayne. I enjoyed his Batman, even though his Batman killed people.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it. And, like, the fight they had when he went to save Martha was so good.
And, it has to be said, Zack Snyder has amazing cinematography. Mm-hmm. He knows how to paint a frame. Yeah. There's no doubt about that, Some of the choices I don't like are story-wise and editing-wise. It's a little too heavy in the editing. It needs to be thinned up a little bit. But moving on and looking on what we see with Justice League. Justice League looks awesome. I don't love that Batman is the one bringing them all together. Mm-hmm. I figured he'd be the one most resistant. But that's still fine, too.
Typically how it is
And he had his whole thing like, I failed him in death, I'm not going to fail him. Or I failed him in life, I'm not going to fail him in death. That makes sense, I guess.
He's getting too Tony Starky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like in this, rather than being kind of a loner and whatever. Because, like, even him sending the stuff to Wonder Woman, even though he didn't know who she was or anything like that, it's like, here you go. Like, I was kind of like, I don't know if, like, traditionally Batman would do that necessarily, unless he knew more of who she was. I don't think he knew enough of who she was to actually.
I feel like if you try to ground your character in realism too much, you lose what makes us love them. Like, Batman would probably kill people in real life. It's like, but I don't love him because of that. I like him because he doesn't do that. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm. It's gonna be one of those things because, like, even when we said, Ezra Miller as the Flash. I mean, I'll give him a chance, but to these DC fanboys, it's like, oh, you guys think the Flash on TV's better? He sucks. That suit sucks. Our suit's better. Not everything has to be an attack on something else.
Yeah.
You don't have to love something. You don't have to fuck everything else over. I like the DC Flash TV show.
I do.
I probably will never like Ezra Miller more than that. But that doesn't mean I don't hate him. Yeah. And it's not a contest. It's multiverse, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah. You have to really watch out with this stuff because, man, fans can just go crazy, can't they? I mean, we're fans, but we even get fan hate sometimes. Like, people love our Avatar stuff, but it just gets constantly bashed of, why aren't you doing more and more and more and more,
True. And
they can get... I give props to the guys that are doing this because they don't ever seem to publicly show how weary that can be.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
because, like, so many people will, like... I'm sure with what they do with honest trailers.
Yeah.
Well, why are you bashing on this? There's reason for these and da-da-da, and you guys suck and whatever else. Like...
But Honest Trailers is a comedy show.
Yeah, it's for fun.
It's for fun.
Now, there is some stuff that I feel like is a little too much sometimes, but...
Did you ever hear the Russo brothers that they did Captain America and they did Civil War? They said that they wanted to make an honest trailer-free movie. Like, you can't make a good honest trailer from this movie.
Really?
Like, they actually
that was their goal?
Then they went on Screen Junkies and, like, they watched one of the honest trailers. Like, and they talked about how, like, while they were making this, like, okay, so these guys can't make an honest trailer for this movie. And when they did it, they even said, like, so be prepared for nitpicking. That was funny. Okay, we've been talking a while about this one. Okay, so make sure you guys are going over to Screen Junkies, checking them out. They're an amazing channel. If you haven't seen, I don't know why you would be watching this if you haven't. Yeah. But if you haven't, go check them out. And they got just a ton of videos.
Yeah, watch some of their other stuff.
They do movie talks. I watched a lot of those with Kevin Smith. That would be a fun thing to go on.
Yeah. Well, they also... the announcer from this also works with Smosh Games, where they do
honest
their honest game trailers too. So they have tons of stuff that they all
a lot of awesome stuff. So make sure you guys are looking at that. Also, down in the description is links to our
social media.
And blindwave.net has
a lot of stuff to videos and some gaming things, and also the shop thing that's growing.
Yep.
Did I go too much? Okay.
Make sure you guys like and
subscribe,
and we'll see you next time. I'm Eric.
I'm Aaron.
Aaron.
I'll hit the button.
10.